In this demonstration, I'm going to show how GroupID Synchronize can provision accounts in Active Directory from the backend database of our HRIS system. So to do this, I will go into Synchronize and all jobs specifically. You can see I have a listing of the jobs I've already created. We're going to do job 1, provision new users. Clicking on plus will show all of the times that it has been run and worked in the past. So you can see when creating 1,000 jobs takes about 3 minutes. When creating 50 user accounts, it takes about a little bit less than a minute to do. So let's go ahead and walk through the steps of this job. So I click on it. This is where you select your source provider. In this case, it's Microsoft SQL Server, but you have a pretty impressive list of source destinations. And you tell it which table or view the database, and you apply show credentials for that. The next step is to show the destination. Since this is an Active Directory provisioning job, it's obviously going to be Microsoft Active Directory. You give the credentials and put a few additional pieces in here. I'm going to go ahead and click on Advanced so you can see the schema that we know from Active Directory. The next step is going to say whether we're doing provisioning, creating new objects or not. In this case, we are going to. We would skip the object if we were just doing a synchronization if it's in the source but not the destination. Since we want to provision, we're going to create the object, and we've created a custom script so that there is an OU for each department, and we have that running so the mailbox enabled user is going to be created in the correct OU. And this is the destination. We obviously run schema detection. We know all of the attributes in Active Directory, and we selected the ones that we are going to populate in our provisioning job. It gives us also the source field reference so we can make sure we know what we're getting, so what we want to populate in here. The next step is to map it. As you can see, we still have that source field reference, but for this job, we're just going to do the real basic ones from the source, which is employee ID, first name, and last. We're going to run a bunch of transforms to create some of the other things. For example, the password. We have a script that randomizes the password and sends a notification to the manager and to the admin. Oh, I want to cancel because I actually don't want to do this. And just to show you some of the built-in things, here we have a join in this case. So for alias, our company policy is first.last, so we just do a very simple join. But you can see what we also have is the ability to resolve a distinguished name for like managed by, and add any number of other ways to manage that particular transform. So we're going to go ahead and move along. You can see our key is an employee ID, and that's how we're going to tell who they are. Notifications are notifications to the administrator when the job runs. Because this will be a scheduled job, you want them only to be notified when an error occurs. And we're done. So we can preview the job when finished, but for right now what we're going to do is go ahead and run and go to details so you can see what's happening. So there are 1,000 records in the source, and it's going through and processing them. You can see they're unchanged. 50 is creating 4, and so you can watch that progress go. I'm going to go ahead and hit pause. It'll take about a minute for this to run, and I don't want to have to fill that much dead air. Hold on one second. And we're back, and you can see what has happened is 1,000 objects have been synced, 950 are unchanged, and 50 are created. So if we go into the report section, we can see the 950 unchanged objects. I don't think anyone cares about that. But you can then go in and see what the 50 created objects are. You can have this report sent to you, or just have it right here. So let's go ahead and go back and realize that that's as simple as it is to go and create objects and provision users in Active Directory using GroupID Synchronize.